All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chick from Green and Eagle Eye coming to you again, belatedly. I very much apologize for that. As you can see by my blank screen, I'm still having camera issues. I can only assume it's a software thing. So my sincerest apologies for that. I'm just going to grab this computer and throw it out the door as soon as I finish with the show. In the meantime, though, let's bring you the show. I'm joined by two guests. Let's say hello to the people. Mr. Lee Gunner.
Evening. Hope everyone's had a good day. And yeah, let's get this show on the road, mate. We're only, 45 minutes late? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
There you go. There you go. I know. And that's one of my little buzz rules there as well. Oh, God. I'm a scout, believe it or not. I was a scout, believe it or not. And also joined with Lee is also a fan favorite that's not been on in a while. So I'm glad to get Sam on. So say hello to the people, Sam.
Hi, evening all. Hope everyone's good. Looking forward to it. It's been a long time. I think we've all got plenty to say as well, to be fair. So I think it's going to be a bit lively this evening. That's all I'm going to say. We'll leave it with you.
So for those of you wondering, where's Henry? So Henry, might join us late. Believe it or not, later than I've already started. So that shows you how late he might come. But as soon as he comes, he'll pop on, and you guys can say hello when he's around. So boys, the Arsenal season is upon us. After weeks and weeks and weeks of moaning about transfer rumours, still worrying about whether Alexis will come or go, still worrying about whether Ox will come or go. Lee probably praying the day that Ozil leaves. You guys let me know. Sam, let me get your take on kind of the summer of Arsenal, because we've heard a lot from Lee and myself. What's your take on everything that's happened so far? Just on a general scale. Before I get into specifics.
It's just the same old, isn't it? To be fair, we've made one blockbuster signing. Yes, this time on this occasion, we've done it relatively early. We've got Lacazette in. You know, I'll be honest, not seeing much of him. He's a goal scorer. That's about all I know. I'm going to reserve judgment, but at the end of the day, lots of clubs are after him. 50 million. Well, 50 million doesn't get you a lot anymore, does it? To be honest with you, as the Neymar's gone for 200 today or whatever it was. But I just think it's the same old, mate. A lot of promises, catalyst for change. You know, Wenger's signed. He's going to go all out. He's going to do this. It's bullshit. Nothing's happened. I don't feel as if anything's changed. I really don't. I see a club. Every club around us has made massive improvements, or below us. More importantly, the clubs below us have made huge improvements to their squads. The team above us were his last year, fact, and they've all strengthened. And you know, we've just done the usual Arsenal shitbag thing, not really do enough to have a good pre-season. You know, Lamar talk's been God knows how many weeks, and we're going to get rid of him. We're going to get rid of him, and we're going to get him in. And I'm gutted, mate. To be honest with you, I'm not being positive at all, and I'm not changing tact on how I feel about things. I know me and Lee have had a quick discussion on Twitter about, you know, got to keep Sanchez, blah blah blah. I don't want anyone playing for Arsenal who doesn't want to be here. If you know,
I'm kind of with you.
If these players want to go, just go. I'd rather have 50 million in the bank than have no money in the bank next year, and he's going to go anyway. He's going to go whether we like it or not. Surely it makes sense from a business point of view and from a footballing point of view. Just fuck him off. Yes, he's brilliant. Yes, he's world class. Yes, I'll probably cry when he goes. But the fact is, he doesn't want to be here. Chamberlain, fuck me. I am gutted. I'm going to be gutted when he goes. Chamberlain, he's looking like probably the best English player of that 5 or 6 that we had. And he's going to end up going. Because we're shit with contracts and we just don't organise and manage everything. It's a disgrace, mate. Honestly, nothing's going to change, and we won't do any good this season. That's my overall general thoughts about things.
All right. So before I ask Lee about a couple of things to do with the season, let me get your take on everything that happened with Stan this week. I mean, only at our club can something like this happen. We're like a damn soap opera. What is your take on this whole Sam stuff this whole hunting stuff and the whole kind of business with Stan? And what's your take on everything? Are you an animal person?
Myself?
Yeah.
Look, it's wrong. You shouldn't be killing endangered species. It's not a sport. I'm not a big fan of the sport thing, but the guy's a billionaire ranch owner. He probably goes on his fucking 100 million acres of whatever he's got and does kill animals for fun. He's got to understand. He's an American. He is in charge. He is an owner of a British English, very, very deep, rich in history football club, and the British people don't really do the hunting and the shooting and that side of things. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm not surprised that he's done something like this or is involved with something like this. End of the day, it shouldn't affect Arsenal Football Club, but it is, and it's a big story. So from that point of view, yeah, I think it's a bit wrong, but it doesn't. I don't really, I think it's wrong, but so is, a lot of things in life. You just have to get on with them, don't you?
I hear you. Lee, a couple of days on from the whole hunting stuff, what's your take on everything that's happened? I know that lots of people who are probably tuning into this have already seen briefly what you've had to say on your channel, but kind of a couple of days on, what's your take on everything?
I'm still exactly the same, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter that are deliberately, and I mean deliberately, not agreeing because they don't want to be seen to be agreeing with a Wenger out. That's the only reason. Yeah, just at the end of the day, I've seen people say, "Oh yeah, but if you eat meat, then what's the problem?" Yeah, well, I'll tell you what the problem is.
That's a big argument.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what the problem with that is. Yeah,
not an elephant for a start.
Exactly. Have you ever eaten an elephant? Because I fucking ain't. Have you ever eaten giraffe? Because I haven't. Yeah. Have you ever eaten buffalo? Or whatever else whatever else they're killing. Do you know what I mean? Lions and shit. I ain't eating none of that. Yeah, and I just see it like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, how does it how is it linked to Arsenal Football Club?" Well, I'll tell you why. Because every single person that supports Arsenal Football Club, as soon as they hear Stan Kroenke's name, they think Arsenal. Yeah, they don't think about any of his franchises back home. Yeah, they think Arsenal. Any American that hears Stan Kroenke's name will probably think of the club that he's associated that they support, right? So for people to sit there and go, "Well, how does it affect?" Well, hang on. It affects us because we're Arsenal fans. We know Stan Kroenke is the majority shareholder of Arsenal Football Club. So when we hear stuff like this, straight away you think, "Oh, Stan Kroenke, Arsenal." Yeah, and I had a real good chat with a friend of mine the other day, and he said, right, and this like hits home with me, right? It's bang out of order what he's doing. It's bang out of order the fact he's even charging for it as well. Yeah, so there's like a double thing there, a double whammy there. He's taking the piss with the channel, but he's also taking the piss by asking people to pay to watch it, right? But I spoke to a friend of mine the other day, and he said to me, he goes, "Look, at the end of the day, these billionaires are in a completely different league in terms of thinking. Yeah, they've got nothing to excite them. Yeah, because they can have everything. Yeah, and." Like Stan Kroenke don't give two flying fucks about any sports franchise he's got in America, and he don't give a shit about Arsenal. He's only brought it because he's bored. Yeah, and because it's, oh, well, I've got a Premier League football team. Yeah, which then brings other rewards to the table. Yeah. So he don't give a fuck what we say. He don't care what any of us three are saying or what anybody else is saying about him. He's going to do what he's going to do because he's in a bubble of deludedness, yeah, where he just thinks it's the right thing. Yeah, whereas in this country, 90% of people are against that. The odd 10% are just fucking fucked in the head anyway. So, you know, I'm still quite angry by it. And I look at it and think that I'm glad it's not been aired on Sky or Virgin or any of the big companies. But at the same time, if I was one of them big companies, yeah, I'd be giving a little call to Arsenal Football Club and saying, we ain't televising your matches this season. Yeah, and you see the 100 million we're going to give you, we're not giving it to you. Yeah, watch how quick he pulls the plug. Do you know what I mean? For the sake of £7.60 a month, how many memberships is he going to get a month? Honestly.
It does feel like a bit of a snuff movie involving animals, doesn't it? It just doesn't feel right. And this is coming from someone, before those people think to themselves, blimey, you guys are being a bit over the top. I'm not really an animal person. I've never owned a pet. I've never even so much had a fish. But at the same time, that doesn't, even from someone like me, that don't feel right to me. And you can understand, like, when you're hearing people like, and it won't happen, don't get me wrong, but when you're hearing people like Emirates saying, oh, we might pull out of, you know, our deal.
To be honest with you, Chris, I think that was just a made-up story from some snide account on Twitter. Yeah, because I've not seen this. I've not.
That's why I did qualify it by saying, oh, you know, it's probably bullshit. But
yeah,
you know,
to be honest, I've not seen an official link. To be honest, it would surprise me because our stadium, the Emirates Stadium, even that's on a contract up until 2028. I only found that out the other day. I didn't realise it was for that long. Yeah, so it would surprise me because I can't see that they're going to pull the plug because there's way too much money involved. Yeah, and I can't see they'd pull the plug on a deal like that. So that's just bullshit from some idiot on Twitter trying to be famous. I just think that, you know, a lot of people have said as well, oh yeah, but you're saying get Usmanov in. And Usmanov, have you seen all the stories and blah, blah, blah? Right? Well, the stories related around Usmanov are allegations. Yeah, the TV channel that this clown set up, well, he's actually purchased. He didn't sell it up himself. He purchased it. Yeah. It's fact. He's doing it. It's done. You can download the app as we speak. Yeah, and then you can sign up and pay £7.60 a month. There's no getting away from that. Stan Kroenke's name is behind that. Yeah, with Usmanov, everything that's come out in the media that's negative against Usmanov is just pure allegations. There's no fact in it. Yeah, but a lot of people have got agendas, and a lot of people don't want to side with people because of their views, because they're Wenger out, and that's why there's a lot of people, and there is a lot of people on Twitter that don't give two flying fucks about what he's doing in terms of this channel. Yeah, and the only reasoning behind that, in my opinion, is because they don't want to fall out with their friends that are Wenger-ins, because most of the people I've seen talking about it and saying, well, I ain't got an issue with it, are Wenger-ins.
Even if
they don't want to be seen to be siding with Wenger-outs.
Even if you can't believe, how can anyone not be bothered by that story? Even a little bit.
I can't believe there's a market for it. Like,
oh, trust me, there's a market. What? There's a market. Do you know why? Right?
I don't know anyone who would want to even like. No, it's wrong. It is wrong.
But do you know what?
I just don't think like it can't be earning much money off it. Surely. No, surely.
Well, probably. But do you know what? Right, there is a market for it because the majority of people that do it are Ponzi people that have got a few quid anyway.
I was going to say it's like an elitist.
Yeah,
that is something someone would do because they're bored of going to the park and playing football or going golf
or going to play golf. I mean?
Yeah. That is a sport that.
I mean, you've got to be some sort of twisted fuck to sit there like in front, like or sat or to the side of a dead lion. Yeah, I heard some guy. I heard some guy on TalkSport. You know, remember Cecil? Yeah, got shot. The lion was it or the
lion. Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, they shot that. Yeah, with some poison or something. It took 40 hours for that to die. 40 hours. Right?
I couldn't think of anything more fucking boring than doing shit.
Why
like
would
that,
you? Why would
honestly.
you want to shoot an animal? Yeah,
Watch it
and
die
then
for
sit
40
there for
hours.
40 hours and watch it die.
Yeah.
So then you can go, we killed that. Fucking buzzing, high-fiving each other. Let's pop open the champagne and take a photo. Sad fucks, mate. Twisted motherfuckers. It's disgusting.
It just doesn't. In this country, it was a bad move. It just doesn't sit right, does it? It's not a thing to be doing. At the end of the day, he's got to respect that. And this is where he's wrong. He's got to respect that in this country, that isn't an acceptable thing to be doing or be associated with, especially when, if you was fucking Chelsea's fucking chairman or Man United's, fine, because they're scum clubs, but you don't do that when you're the fucking owner of Arsenal. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get you. All the traditions. Do you know what? All the traditions.
I also think, I don't know, it's probably never going to happen, but it's almost like he's saying, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. I don't care what you think. I'm never going to sell to Usmanov. But it's almost like he's sticking two fingers up at us, because he's buying shit like that out of his own pocket and making money, yet he won't be putting any of his own money into us.
You know what I mean?
In fact, sorry to cut you off, Chris. Sorry, mate. If you actually think about it, right, this guy's taken £6 million out of Arsenal because he took 2 payments of £3 million for advisory services. So that £6 million has probably paid for the fucking channel in the first place.
Yeah.
But Arsenal have funded it.
See, do you know the funny thing? The funny thing is, so Swamps in the chat room, Swamps 1981 made a great point where he basically said, I don't understand the concept behind the channel itself. If you have enough money, this is an interest. You don't normally resort to watching it on TV. You jet over somewhere and actually do it. Which is
it's a great point. Yeah, great point.
A great point.
It's almost, like I said, it's almost like he's goading us. He's taunting us. He's like he wants to be the bad guy. And I don't know, I almost feel like he wants to be hounded. I don't know. It's not going to happen. I almost feel as if he's trying to be hounded out.
It's an ego trip. That's what it is. It's an ego trip.
Weird.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing to do.
A billionaire's mindset, I can imagine, is in a totally different fucking stratosphere to anybody else's, including millionaires, mate. They're a billionaire. This guy is a billionaire. Yeah? That guy goes for a shit and earns 20 grand while having a shit. Yeah? Just in interest. They are in a completely different league. They're so warped in the head. They're so out of touch with reality. Yeah, that they just think that they can just do what they want. I mean, a lot of people slag off Roman Abramovich and say he's snide and he got all his money from this and he got all his money from that. At least the geezer fucking goes to every game or home game. Yeah, at least the guy turns up. At least he sits there. He jumps out of his seat when a goal. The guy has invested his time, his money, and his love into the club.
If we had, I'll be honest with you, if we had like some Colombian cartel take over us, and, this is, I'm just saying, so we had the Colombian cartel take over us and they were funding, us to be the best club in the world, and we were buying Messi for 300 million. I don't give a fuck where the money came from. I genuinely don't don't care what he does, as long as he treats us well and looks after us.
So funnily
enough,
we've got like an American guy in the chat room, and he's just said that there is a huge market for it over there.
Wow.
My point of view is, it's still the same thing. I don't understand why it's a TV channel. I don't want to watch that shit. If I'm interested in that, I'm going to go and do it.
Do you know what, though, Chris? Fair play to every single big TV network over here, because they've all fucked it off and not even entertained it. Sky, Virgin, BT... None of them have touched it, so it's gone.
But it's very select, though, isn't it? It's an American thing. It is an American thing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And the best way to do it, the best way to project it around the world, is to pay online.
Yeah,
that's
because
the way.
At the end of the day, nobody's going to touch it with a barge pole on TV.
No. Yeah,
I mean, proper TV. So you're going to have to go down the route of doing it like a Netflix or something like that, because nobody's going to entertain it. No big broadcasting company will entertain it. Yeah,
I mean, Stel made that great point in the chat room where he basically just said that Ofcom would have to say something about it. Ofcom wouldn't authorize it.
Exactly.
Ofcom would say he must be choking. No, not in this country.
No.
Surely not. Like, so I can imagine, even if there was an interest. I mean, when you think about we got a couple of bum channels that will do anything. I mean, anything. We got a damn dating show that literally involves naked people. So
Really? Well, what channel was that?
Yeah, that's Channel 4 late night.
Yeah, that's like what's it
You
called?
little kiddies that want to have a tug.
That's like what's that called? That's they get naked, don't they? Their first date.
Yeah, it's literally naked blind date.
I've seen it.
I can't remember what it's called, but it was naked and I was watching it.
It's called Naked Attraction. Naked
Attraction.
Is that what it is?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the most fucked up program. I remember sitting there with my missus the first time I ever seen it. I was like, what the fuck? This geezer's got his cock out. Yeah? And like the screen thing goes up, doesn't it? And you see more and more of them. It's like you've seen his cock, yeah? And you decide off of his cock whether you fancy him. Really? Like, what's that all about?
And that's Channel 4, folks. That is Channel 4. So if Channel 4 turns it down, you know you're in trouble. Like, you know you're in trouble.
Fuck's sake.
Just realised I put myself on mute. Heading into the season, what are your guys' views on... So, Sarah, let me get your take on our transfer business so far. I know you touched on it initially in your opening, but we signed Lacazette. We signed Kolasinac. I'm going to keep butchering his name until I get used to it.
Kolasinac.
Expert Leo there. Like, what do you feel like we need to do next? Do you think we are going to do anything next? What's your take on our transfer business so far?
I really, really hope that we sign a central midfield destroyer type, someone that can replace Aaron Ramsey or play alongside Xhaka. We need a better Coquelin style, box to box, just wins the ball back, goes on Patrick Vieira type, powerful. We need a Patrick Vieira type player in the middle. I'd take Neymar because I think he's a brilliant football player. No doubt about that. Properly world class, I think, in a few years. And I've said for weeks and weeks, we desperately need a world class centre back.
Mm-hmm.
Why we're not looking at, a Van Dijk or I don't know. Why don't we say to Southampton, here's Chambers, here's fucking Gabriel, have both of them and we'll give you 30, 40 million.
Chucking Gibbs for free.
Yeah, chucking Gibbs, chucking Walcott. That's what I think. I've said all along. We needed a central midfielder, a central defender, and an amazing striker, and maybe keep hold of, as well as importantly, keep hold of Sanchez. Like, sign him to a new deal. If he's not going to sign, get rid of him. Like, we potentially could lose Ozil, Chamberlain, and Sanchez next year for free. Right? Forget about this season, because you got a forward plan sometimes. If you know that three of your starting players, because potentially those three are going to start every week, how much is it going to cost to replace them three? And of similar quality, if not better.
Well, not only that, how much money are you going to lose in transfer fee if you sell them now compared to letting them all walk away for nothing next season?
For free. And don't forget, it's a fucking joke. It winds me up. So next year, don't forget. So at the end of this season, those three are going to go. And then we've got like Giroud, is it Giroud? Welbeck, Ramsey. There's like 4 or 5 of them again, all up for fucking doing it at the end of the
Koscielny,
yeah, but I'm not fucking bothered about him. He's 31, 32. If we get 20 games out of him per season for the next 2 or 3 years, I think we'll have done well. But
Sam, can I get your take on Chambers? Because me and Lee heavily disagree on Chambers. He believes that we should get rid of him. He's not good enough. I believe that he has something, and I think he's younger. I think he's young enough to improve. But I noticed in what you've just said, you would offer Chambers as part of some sort of deal. Where do you stand on the whole Chambers debate?
To be honest with you, mate, I don't think he's been given a fair shout with us. I remember him came to us. He came to us that first season from memory. He played right back. I think he played centre back. I think he played central midfield. sort of played all over everywhere, as Wenger does his Wenger thing, dips him in and out, plays a few games, he loses a bit of confidence, he comes out of the team, and then you don't really see him for the rest of that year. Then last year he's on loan, thought he did okay in a shit team, struggling team, thought he did okay. And then now we're wanting to get rid of him. I think if I was the manager, I'd be getting rid of Gabriel rather than him, to be honest.
Same here.
If it was a choice, if I had to get rid of either or, I'd get rid of Gabriel. I think he's a shocking defender. I don't think he's strong enough for the Premier League. He might be quick enough, but genuinely, I think he isn't strong enough for the Premier League, because they're the players that you come up against, Andy Carroll's, Costa's, Harry Kane's, although he's a fucking Dumbo, they're big and strong and physical. I just don't think he's got the physical side of it, which is why I think when he played right back for us for a period of time, I thought he played quite well, and everyone was like, yeah, he's all right. Yeah, because he's out of the way and he's not playing one-on-one straight competition against anyone who can bully him out of the way with ease.
Yeah, no, you're right with that, because most wingers are wiry and stringy and just wickets, aren't they?
He's quite quick. He's decent, but as I said, mate, from transfers, I thought we got off to a great start. I thought my worry was or is everyone below and around us and directly above us, and give or take, we could have got a little bit higher. Everyone has strengthened exponentially, massively, unbelievably. Man City have spent dough. Chelsea, yes, they've got rid of Matic and Costa's out on their arses, but they've replaced with Morata, Bakayoko. Man City have spent 200 million on 3 or 4 defenders when that was their real weak point in the squad. Man United have spent 300 million on a proper goal scorer who will fit into their team fantastically. A Champions League and Premier League winner in Matic. They've signed that centre-back Lindelof, who's absolutely mustard for a 21-year-old. Everyone's gone out, and so Everton spunked 100 million, bought Wayne Rooney because they can. Everyone in and around us have spent serious money and strengthened their real positions of weakness. And all I see we've done is just bought a striker that we probably needed for about since Van Persie left. So we're not really any further forward. And from an overall point of view, I think we're in a weaker position because players are on the way out, as in their contracts are down and they're going and people's heads are down. And I just think we're in for a really, really bad season again. And this is all down to, we're not going to bring it back to him, but, he shouldn't have signed. And I honestly believe if we'd lost that FA Cup, he'd have gone. If we hadn't have performed so well during that game, I think he'd have gone. But as I believe, which is why we always do well in the FA Cups, because on a one-off game with no replay, so Champions League, we can beat the top teams on an absolute one-off game.
100%. I agree.
All around the world. We've beat Barcelona. We've beat Real Madrid. We've beat Bayern Munich, AC Milan. We can beat teams on a one-off, one game. We can beat them. But over 2 legs, we never do it because we're not good enough tactically, or the players aren't up for it over 2 legs, or whatever the reason. But that's why I think we've done so well in the FA Cup, purely based on the fact that we can, on our day, beat anyone. And if it wasn't for the FA Cup, I think he'd be gone and we'd be looking at a new manager on board. But one final thing I will say is I think Arsenal are we're not what I'd call like a tier 1 football team. I think, your Man Cities, your Man United, Chelsea, they're a tier 1 club. We are a tier 2 team. We fight for the rest. when they get the best. But why are we there? Why are we scrapping around for the, with Liverpool and Everton? That's where we sit. We're not at that top table. You look at what frustrates me the most is we are a club that are the 5th biggest financially in the whole of the world, something like that. Yet we can't compete. Yet you look at who we're trying to get rid of now, and we can't because no one wants to take them because we're paying them too much money.
Yeah.
The socialist wage structure that Wenger thinks is the way forwards fucked us, and it's fucking us now.
Did you notice that Jack came out today and all of a sudden he wants to stay at Arsenal? Probably because his boyhood club can't afford him. So he's probably like, oh shit, I don't want to give up that 100K.
No one wants to take a chance on him, mate. What, 90 grand a week and you're probably going to get 20 games out? No. He's another one. He's going to go for free next year.
Yeah.
It's just a shit. It's just such a poorly run club when, a few changes that are bloody needed would make everything so much better. And I hope that we do well this season. And I'll be loving it. I'll go to the FA Cup final if we get to it again. I'll go and see him as much as I can this year. But I just don't see nothing other than my experience and Arsenal experience over the last 10, 15 years has changed. I don't see any different. So why would I think the season's going to end or start?
Okay.
I really don't.
Harsh words, but true. I completely agree. Lee, I remember when we signed Lacazette, both of us were buzzing. There was all this enthusiasm. I remember Twitter was actually a pleasant time to come on for maybe 2-3 days. It was really pleasant. Everyone was getting on. Wenger ins, Wenger outs, weren't arguing for a couple of days. Everyone was really excited. And then the days turned into weeks. And suddenly, all of us are like, yeah, but what's happened to Lamar? Yeah, but what's happened to our central midfielder? Yeah, what's happened to our centre-back? What do you think of our transfer business up until now?
I think Kolasinac is a good player. I think he'll do well. I think he's massive. The geezer's huge. Yeah, he's not going to be getting bumped off the ball by many right wingers. That's for sure. So yeah, that's a great signing. I think Lacazette. You know what I think about Lacazette. He's absolutely class. I don't care what anybody tells me about Lacazette. Yeah, that guy is absolutely class. The only thing that worries me with him is that so much in pre-season we've hardly seen him because he's only played little 45 minutes here, 60 minutes there, whatever it is. It worries me the fact that in the games I have seen him played, he's very rarely played up front. He's played as the sort of just off the striker, like one of the two just behind, like attacking midfield. And we can't play him like that. But I think, like I said, he's a fantastic striker. You've got to play him up front and you've got to play to his strengths. In the games I've seen, we haven't played to his strengths. His strengths are getting in behind, going clean through and scoring. Yeah, so we're playing to feet, letting him come short. If you're going to do that, you might as well play Giroud. Yeah, and like you said, for a couple of days when we signed Lacazette, mate, that was a massive transfer for Arsenal. That was so needed. A player of that quality in that position, we've been crying out for that for years. Yeah, years, like at least since Van Persie left. So what's that, 5 seasons? Yeah, we've been crying out for a striker of his mould. He's got every attribute to smash it in the Premier League. Yeah, people don't realise how quick he is. They think he's a donkey. He ain't a donkey. He's quite quick. Yeah, and he's also very skillful as well, which people don't really get. But other than them 2 signings, obviously we haven't signed anyone. But in my opinion, I think our transfer window's been quite poor. Yes, they're both great signings, and they look to, they're an upgrade on what we have in that position, because obviously we haven't got a proper decent striker in that position. Obviously we've got a Giroud, but he's a completely different type of striker. Monreal, I like Monreal. I think Monreal's a decent 7 out of 10 most weeks. He's not fancy. He gets up and down. He does a job. We've definitely got an upgrade on Monreal. I also think that a massive part of why we haven't gone out and signed anybody else is what Sam just touched on, the fact that we've got so much dead wood still here. Yeah,
like Debussy, apparently. That's what Atheist wanted me to touch on. Basically,
let me just jump in here, Lee. Sorry, I read that he's been told if he's not sold, he's going with the reserves all year.
Wow, and we're going to pay him 70 grand a week to play in the reserves.
70 fucking grand a week, mate.
Man can't even pay his council tax properly, let alone fucking. He can't. He don't. Trust me, I know that for a fact. Yeah, but yeah, like I actually jinxed that deal because Nice were on the way to signing him, and I put a video out there. And 2 hours after I dropped that video, they dropped their interest and went and signed Jalais from PSG. So,
I remember you WhatsApped me. I'm like, Brian, you're a bit premature, aren't you? Has it been done yet? Not yet, but it'll be done. It'll be done.
But the problem is, like you just said about Jack Wilshere, right? People are saying, £6 million to Sampdoria is too cheap, right? Well, let's say you pay him 60 grand a week, yeah? 60 grand a week, that's £3 million a year. You put him on a 4-year contract, that's £12 million. Add the £6 million you've paid for the fee, that's now £18 million for a gamble. And it is a gamble because he's never fit. Yeah, when he's fit, we all know what he's capable of. He's a fantastic footballer.
He'll never be the same, mate. He'll never be the same.
No, he won't.
He'll never play at the level that he did when he was 19, 20, mate. No. He's finished.
Mate, I see some clips of him playing against Barcelona the other day, and he was unreal. And that player, like you say, he's never going to reach them heights. And the problem is, he's on such a lucrative contract that if he did go to West Ham, they ain't going to pay him that. So why is he going to go there? Yeah. You know, he's used to a life of 90 grand a week and has been for the last 3 years. So why would he go to West Ham or Sampdoria and take 30, 40 grand a week? That's a third of what he's earning now. He ain't ever going to do that. Debuchy, another one. Yeah. Debuchy, when he signed, I was like, why we signed this guy? He's dog shit. He's played for Newcastle. Yes, he was half decent for them, but they're shit. Yeah. No disrespect to Newcastle, but they are shit, right? And
they're going to fuck us, batter us now. You know that, don't you? This season, they'll end up doing us.
Can you imagine? Right? But like, if you add it all up, you've got Kieran Gibbs, and I would sell Chambers. I agree that Gabriel's worse, but I'd sell both. Right? With Jack Wilshere, in my opinion, he's got 1 year left or whatever it is.
Yeah, 1 year.
Pay him off. See you later. Take the hit. Pay his contract out. Thanks for the memories, Jack. Thanks for the what do we think of Tottenham. Because that's all he's really famous for at Arsenal, and the game against Barcelona 6 years ago.
See, to me, I'd do that with Debuchy. I'd just pay this motherfucker to go.
Yeah, pay him. And that's the thing, like, you know, if we're trying to, like, I mean, Kieran Gibbs, there's talk that he's going to West Brom. Yeah?
Yeah,
West Brom,
mate.
£12 million apparently we want for him. They bid 10, we said no. Take the 10 fucking million. Take it. Yeah,
he wants to stay in London, doesn't he? He wants to stay in London.
What's the extra £2 million? What is that? The extra £2 million ain't nothing, yeah? Arsenal got 250 million quid sat in the bank. If we wanted to go and buy Neymar, we could have gone and bought Neymar and paid the whole fee up front. Yeah? And people are telling us we're skint. Oh, we can't compete. Well, hang on. Virgil van Dijk's on the verge of going to Liverpool for 60 million or whatever it is? Yeah. Well, they can fucking compete and they've got no money compared to us. Yeah? So how are they competing? Spurs, for example.
It's a load of bollocks, mate.
Of course it is. At the end of the day, I don't want to be negative, right? Because I am quite looking forward to this season. But at the same time, nothing's changed. You know, the catalyst for change was a load of bollocks, right? Everyone took the quick option of, oh, fuck it, better the devil you know, give him another 2 years, right? Because none of this board have ever gone out to recruit a new manager, ever. That's a fact. They've never hired a manager. The last manager to come to Arsenal was Arsene Wenger. And David Dean recruited him, who's no longer at the club. So none of this board have had any experience in going and signing a manager, so they don't have a clue what they're doing. Stan Kroenke don't give two flying fucks whether Jack Wilshere's on 90 grand a week. and some Herbert in reserves is on 10 grand a week, all he looks at is the total outlay of wages. He don't care how it's divided up. He's looking at the total outlay. Yeah. One thing that's always got me, and it really pisses me off, is the fact that Arsene Wenger refuses to sign a player on more wages than him weekly. That really fucking winds me up, right? And it does. And I'll tell you why it winds me up. It's because it's just like you said a minute ago, the socialist wage structure and all that, yeah? Right? At the end of the day, you look at every other single Premier League football club, regardless of whether you're a Huddersfield who have just been promoted or whether you're a Man United or a Chelsea or a City, right? You stagger your wage structure on how good the player is and how important to your team he is. At Arsenal, we don't. It's a case of Debuchy, who's now going to apparently go and play in the reserves all season, is on 70 grand a week. Jack Wilshere, 90 grand a week. Theo Walcott, 140 grand a week. Then you've got Alexis Sanchez, 150 grand a week. Really? Yeah. Man City, Aguero's on 200 bags a week. Yaya's on 200 bags a week. Yeah. Pep's probably on a 300 grand a week because they are the best in their position.
But that's what you've got to pay, mate, these days for these players.
Exactly.
That is a standard. If you want a top player, 200 grand a week is fucking... Neymar's just about to sign £500,000 after tax.
The way I see it, right, if you look at Arsenal's wage structure, their wage bill for the season, right, for a whole year, for one calendar year, Arsenal's wage bill is 1 million less than Man City's. Yeah, that was before this transfer window, yeah? 1 million. Our wage bill is 192 million a year. Man City's 193 million. Look at the quality of footballer they've got, yeah, compared to the quality of footballer we've got. How is our wage bill only £1 million a year less? It's because we've got shit fucks that are on stupid amounts of money for nothing, doing nothing in their career, ever. Jack Wilshere got a contract on 90 grand a week. Why? I would have sold him years ago. I would have sold him 2 years ago. He's never going to be as good as the hype.
I've got to say, mate, I saw him as a 16-year-old score that. Did you ever see that goal he scored when he curled it into the top corner on the edge of the box in the reserve game at Barnet, and Arsene Wenger was in the stands, and everyone just looked at each other and was like, "Fuck me, this kid's special." And I got on Talk Sport and said, if he stays fit and injury-free, he will be England's best player. He'll be better than Gaza. He will be an unbelievable footballer. And then he got better and better and better. And then he started putting shit up his nose and got injured and injured and injured.
Do you know what?
He'll never be that footballer. And
before we played Barcelona,
he's not going to be at that anymore.
Before we played Barcelona, when he was man of the match in that game, right? Before that, it was about 6 months before that, I went into a betting shop. Yeah, and I wanted to put a bet. This is how much I rated him back then. Yeah, I wanted to put a bet on him becoming World Player of the Year within 5 years. Yeah, Ladbrokes refused it. Said sorry, we can't put that bet on for you. Yeah, would not put that bet on. I wanted to put 50 quid on him being World Player of the Year because I rated him that highly. Yeah, and then 6 months later we played Barcelona and he was man of the match. Yeah. And it was like, wow, do you know what I mean? Like, fantastic. Yeah. But injuries have crippled him, right?
Yeah, they have.
They have crippled him, right? But at the same time, you've got to look at it. And it's not just Jack Wilshere, yeah? There's other players that have had injuries at this football club and long-term injuries. There's something they're not doing properly compared to the other clubs. It's not just Jack Wilshere's made of glass and he can't train properly and blah, blah, blah. Look at the injuries we get.
Let me interrupt you.
Oxlade-Chamberlain got injured in the warm-up, or Walcott got injured in the warm-up against Southampton last season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, let's even this up. Both of you, give me two things that you are either looking forward to or are pleased that Arsenal have done. I'll go with Sam. First. Yeah.
I am more than pleased, one, that we've brought Jens Lehmann into the coaching lineup.
Yep.
I think we should be doing more of that, regardless of what his role title. He is an absolute winner. He will not take any shit from any fucker anyone does anything, and he'll probably karate kick them in the head, which we need. And I'm pleased that we've made so far 2 really, really good signings, Kolasinac and Lacazette. My 2 things that I'm not very overly happy with is the way we've pissed about all summer, chasing supposed one player. If we know we've got to pay 60 million, pay 60 million. Just pay the money. Pay the fucking money. This is what it takes to be a top club now. How much do you want? Yeah, 60 million. I'll give you 40. No, just give me 60. You can have him. That's what happens. And also, the fact that we've kept all the deadwood and we were going to get rid of them all, and I think that's crippling us. I really do. I think that is a real hindrance on what we want to do movement-wise, as in getting new players in, new players out, promoting some of the youngsters, etc., etc. So, yeah, that's where I am, really. So, all in all, fuck all's changed.
All right, Lee, 2 positive things?
Just before I give you my 2 positives, I want to disagree with the Jens Lehmann thing. Right? Although, yes, he's a fantastic goalkeeper. He went 49 unbeaten in his first 49 league games. Loved the guy to bits. He was one mad motherfucker. Yeah. Everybody said exactly the same thing about Steve Bold. Glad he's on the staff. Glad he's the assistant manager. No bullshit out of him. Yeah. He's going to fucking tell you you're a prick if you're a prick. He'll have people up against the wall. He's a mute. He's a mute. He sits on the bench, clueless. Yeah, that ain't the Steve Bold we all used to see running around the pitch having a pop at all his players when they weren't doing their business. Yeah, so yes, I am happy that Jens Lehmann is at Arsenal, because I do believe that we should have some more club legends at the club. But whether he's going to get a say, probably not. Wenger's not stupid. He hires yes men that just do as they're told. So,
response ready after you've given me the
okay. 2 positives. Reece Nelson's the first one.
Oh, yes, good shout.
Yeah, good shout.
Fantastic little footballer, man. Unbelievable. I went to the Emirates Cup on Saturday. Yes, I did go. See, I do go to games. You know, I get told I don't go to games. I can go whenever I want.
But you're on the dole. How do you afford it when you're on the dole?
Well, it's hard life, man. But I watched that kid on Saturday, and I was behind the goal where he whipped that ball in for Giroud, and I thought Giroud fucked it. I thought he should have thrown his head at it, and he side scissor kicked it into the net. Yeah, and one thing I noticed with that boy, yeah, is he gets down the wing, and he's quite quick as well. He gets down the wing, he's tricky, he's got such quick feet, like he can switch the ball from left to right so quickly. Yeah, and that left back they had, Eliseu, I think his name, I probably butchered his name. Yeah, he's no mug. He had him on toast the whole game, right? And one thing I noticed with him, which is something we've not had properly at this club for a long, long time, is he picks the right pass every time. We've had Walcott bombing down the wing and just fizzing balls across the box aimlessly. We've had Oxlade-Chamberlain fizzing balls across the box aimlessly, although Ox has got a lot better on his crossing, so I'm not knocking him. But this kid, he'll get down, he'll put the back post floated ball up like he did to Giroud. Yeah, he can do the square, little cutback. He can do the driven low one. He is fantastic, and I really hope he don't go out on loan. I want him to get a run of games this season, because he can be a superstar. But having said that, I'm not going to get carried away, because we said the same about Jeff Rene Adelaide. I butchered his name as well, haven't I?
Dude, I'm glad someone else is butchering names apart from me.
Yeah. I'll just call him Jeff. We butchered we all bigged up Jeff last season in the Emirates Cup, and he didn't get a chance last season. So let's not get carried away. But I am taking that as a positive for the start of the season. Reece Nelson's number 1 for me. The other positive is Lacazette. I think it's going to be interesting. I'm excited. Like I must admit, like I am Wenger's biggest hater. You won't find many more people that hate the guy more than me. But fair play to him for signing Lacazette. because we've been crying out for it. It's a shame it's 5 years too late, but he's done it in the end. Yeah, so fair play to the guy. He got him in. But I'm actually excited for this season just to see how Lacazette does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at the same time, on the flip side, like coming back to what I said earlier, he's got to play up front. You cannot play him off of Giroud. Yeah, you have to play him as the main striker. If anything, you play Giroud off of Lacazette. Because Giroud can win the flick on header. Yeah, Lacazette's in. Yeah, you ain't doing that the other way round. Lacazette is not a flick on header merchant. He's a getting behind merchant. So, yeah, they're my two.
All right, well, Lacazette was next on my agenda. So before I go into that, let me respond to your Jans.
It was almost like I knew that.
It's true, right? Basically, my two positives, I agree with you both. So I think one of them is Reece Nelson, because I think the last time I saw a fullback that excited me like that was Ashley Cole. And say what you want about that motherfucker now, he was an amazing player. And for me, I hope that this kid, first and foremost, like Lee said, is given a chance to play, but not overly play like he did with Iwobi. You know, protect him, but bed him in slowly, gradually. Let's see if he can challenge Bellerin, because you never know. He might be able to. And for all those people that can tell me, oh, but Reece Nelson is an attacking midfielder, so was Ashley Cole. So was Kieran Gibbs.
See, Chris, you say that let's see if he can challenge Bellerin. Yeah, I don't think Bellerin should be anywhere near that first 11. I'd play Oxlade-Chamberlain right wing back all season, mate.
I agree with you too.
And then if he gets injured, then Bellerin can step in. I don't think Bellerin can defend. I don't think he can cross. His pace gets him out of trouble left, right, and centre.
I agree with you too. But let's be real here. We were rejecting bids left, right, and centre for Bellerin, so I can't see us selling him now.
No, of course not. Well, Barcelona have sorted their thing. How you doing, Henry?
Henry, blimey, do you know the amount of people that have been asking me where you're at? Why have you been lying about your title?
Sorry, lads, I was working. I had to go to work.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to tell them.
Well, you actually work for a living. Jesus.
Oh, let me get the headphones on. Hope you guys have been not swearing too much, you know? Keeping it true.
Come on now, Lee's on. Come on now. Come on. At least Sam has a bit of decorum. Lee has nothing.
That's why we love you. Lee, that's why we love you, mate.
I'll just say what I'm saying.
You keep coming, you bring it out.
Just say what you see, innit?
So, Henry, while you're on, let me get your take on everything. So, first and foremost, because I've not really heard from you on this hunting thing. Where do you stand on it?
Killing is killing, and it's wrong. So if the guy is using Arsenal money to start some hunting thing and killing animals, I'm against it, and he should be booted out. We should hunt him. That's what we should do. See how he likes it.
Straight up. Simple as that.
Seriously, there's nothing to debate. It's wrong.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I mean, what did the other lads think?
Oh, blimey, we had like a whole fucking segment on it. So basically, we all think it's wrong. It's just crazy. It's indicative that it would happen to Arsenal. You know, when we're trying to focus and bog down and prepare for the season, this crap comes out. But what we're moving on to is Lacazette. Now, what's your take on Lacazette? The signing, how excited are you for the season with regards to Lacazette? The potential Ozil and Lacazette combination. What are you thinking?
You see, I hate to sound like a negative person, but I just feel with Arsenal, there's always something bad waiting around the corner. So with Lacazette, it's great and everything, but Sanchez is affecting me right now. So was Lacazette something to appease us because of what may be around the corner? That's how I feel with these guys right now. Yeah. I just feel there's always something bad around the corner. But as for the linking up with him, Ozil, potentially Giroud, the way they do with France, it's fantastic. It's going to be great. And we've already seen signs of what he could do with us. And if anyone can bang in that many goals in the French league, you know what I mean? He can do it in the English league. End of the day, the last two English player of the seasons came from League One in Kante and Mahrez. So all these people talk about talking for another hole. Do you know what I mean? So Lacazette's going to be the man. He's already shown it already with his touches, interlink. Just give him time, isn't it? Give him time. Let's be realistic.
Hey.
How long did it take Henry to score his first goal?
This is true. And I guess my gut feeling with Lacazette is he will take a minute to settle down. And it's important because our fan base these days have become impatient. They have been known to write people off before they've even really got going. Are you excited, like most people, to see the Ozil and Lacazette combination?
I mean, yeah, it's going to be unreal because what have we all been crying out for? We're all crying out for that Henry, Ian Wright-esque, pacey, nippy striker for Ozil to not pass it into, because we were saying, oh, Giroud don't suit Ozil. Well, now we will see Ozil. The excuses will have to go after this, because at the end of the day, he's got everything he wants in an attacking player. He's got movement, touch, ability, off the ball, on the ball. So it's going to be good. And not just Ozil. I mean, I reckon he will link well with Xhaka too. I mean, that's something which is not spoken about. But I think Xhaka's, the way he spreads the passes wide, I mean, he might start knocking some over the top as well. And having this guy to run between the defenders, run off the back of the shoulder of the other team's defenders, it's going to be very good. And I think I think he will score more than 20 goals this season, and that's no exaggeration. I think I'll be surprised if he doesn't hit 20.
Me too.
I have that much confidence. I don't want to say 25 or 30 because not many people do that in the English league anymore. But with our attacking threat and our setup, yeah, I'd be surprised if he gets less than 20. So super, super excited for this guy. He's bad. He's got everything in his locker.
Okay. Sam, how excited would you say you are for the Lacazette signing? Are you also excited to see the Ozil Lacazette combination? How are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I think for all the attacking players we've got, not just Ozil, I think we've finally got a striker. So I've seen, a little limited that I have seen. We've finally got a Welbeck type mover that runs the channels, that finds the space, that runs in and behind, that comes short, that then can finish. His ability is in his finishing, and that's where I think a lot of the creative players, especially Ozil, they'll be, whoever plays up front with him will benefit from that. Sanchez, Iwobi, hopefully Neymar. All these. We have got some fantastically gifted, creative footballers, but we've never utilised them enough because we've had Giroud up front, or we've had Welbeck. Both very different, but both have major negatives. When you play in the formation that we play, you've got two attacking midfield players and then two wingers supporting a top man. That top man really just needs to put the ball in the back of the net and run the on channel, because you've got four players. The position that will play, they can run around it and score goals off it. I mean, I'm really excited to see what he's all about, and I don't buy into French league. Well, it was only the French league, and Ibrahimovic scored buckets loads last year. I think he'll score goals. I do think, if I'm honest, he is going to have a bit of a settling in period. I hope not. Only because someone like Abramovich or Ibrahimovic countries before he came to England anyway, so he sort of had that in his locker. He had that mentality of settling in quicker because he'd done it before. Hopefully he won't, but being French, he's at the right club, isn't he? He's with Arsenal. Majority of the players there, or still are, managers French. It's a real sort of connection, isn't it, with France? So hopefully he'll set the ball off. He'll start really well and set the ball off running with his goals. I agree with Henry. I think if he scores 20, give or take, I think that would be a good season. Anything over 25, I think that'd be amazing. I really, really would.
My goodness me.
Yeah, 25 goals, and if he does that, that 50 million quid will look like fucking chimp change, won't it? I think it will all think, why didn't we do this 3 seasons ago? So, yeah, I'm excited, mate. I'm looking forward to it, but I still think for all the attacking flair, we're still not so solid at the back, and I am concerned more importantly about that.
Okay.
100%.
The amount of people that you've brought into this chat room that have been asking me to ask you about Ozil. They know what you're like with Ozil.
Why are they all trying to trigger me?
I don't know. They're definitely trying to trigger you. I'm like, all right, mate, give me a second. I'll find an opening to ask you something about Ozil. So let me ask you this, because in all the videos I've seen of you, when talking about Lacazette. By the way, Henry, everyone knows where you're going all of a sudden. You want to put yourself on mute or something.
Oh, sorry.
I'll just say, in case you want people to know where you're going, that's all. But yeah.
All the Wengerians that come after him, man.
I was going to say. So yeah, basically, what is your excitement level with Ozil and Lacazette? Are you excited? Do you rate that combination? Do you think it will do well? Because I've not really heard you talk about the two together.
Well, everybody knows my feelings on Mr. Missing. Even in pre-season, he ain't looking like he wants it. Do you know what I mean? It's just like strolling around in pre-season. I just don't get the hype around the geezer. I never will. Like, you know, when he was at Real Madrid, I'll be straight up. I ain't a bullshit or anything like that. I'll be straight up. When the day we signed him, I was buzzing my tits off. I was like, wow, we have got a top drawer number 10. Yeah, I was buzzing. Yeah, and he's just not lived up to the hype since he's got here. Like, you can throw assist stats at me all day long. All day long. Don't care about assists. Yeah, Theo Walcott scored against Man City past Joe Hart from 25 yards out. Yeah, we all remember that at the Etihad, yeah? Right? Mesut Ozil was trying to play the ball to Monreal. Yeah? Walcott just nicked it and banged it in the top corner. Assist. Last season against Swansea. Yeah? A cross comes in from I think it was Monreal. Mesut Ozil's gone to do a header into the top corner. Totally cocked up the header. It hit the back of the centre-back. Drops to Giroud. Giroud tapping. Ozil got the assist for that. How the fuck is that an assist? So assists don't mean shit to me. Created chances. He takes every free kick and every corner. Yeah? Let's say we get 8 every game. Right? 8 free kicks and 8 corners combined every game. Your striker wins 4 of them. That's 4 created chances. Yeah? Times that by 38 games. You're now talking 150 odd created chances. Yeah?
By the way, just so that everybody knows, the PSG have confirmed the signing of Neymar.
Wow.
198 million.
Wow. Football is fucked.
They have actually done it. It's on all over PSG's.
Mate, they could have gone and signed Sonogo. He's on a free.
But that's what you have to do when you want to make an impression on a Champions League competition.
You know what? That's deep.
You have to do.
That signals the end for Barcelona and La Liga. I'm sorry.
That's what you have to do, mate, to win things. If you want to do anything, if you want to win the Champions League, if you want to be a big club, you have to do that, mate.
You have to pay over the odds.
This is modern. Whether people want to agree with it or not, forget about the money. They want to win, mate. Winning equals spending money. Being the best or doing the best or having the best in any walk of life is about spending the money. You cannot achieve what you want to without spending serious money nowadays. It's a fact.
Yeah. No, you're
fact.
Right. And do you know what? I had this conversation. I'll come back to the Ozil Lacazette thing in a minute, Chris, yeah? Right. I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, right? And I said to him, Yeah, it's scandalous that he's going for 200 million quid because he ain't worth that. He ain't worth half of that. He ain't even that good, in my opinion. I think Alexis Sanchez is better than him. Yeah, I do. Henry's eyes and then he popped out of his head. Yeah. I do. I genuinely, he's another one. I don't get the hype around the geezer. Yeah, I don't get it. Yes, he's quick. Yes, he's got a lot of skill. Yeah, bang him in the Premier League, it gets snapped in half every single fucking week.
Yeah,
it's a fact. Alexis Sanchez has done it in 3 different leagues. Yeah, Sanchez is a better footballer. Sanchez is stronger. Yeah, he's technically just as good in my opinion. Yeah, and he bangs a fucking shitload of goals as well. So, you know, £200 million. Yes, PSG have gone out and spunked that, but they've had to do that to show that they ain't no fucking mugs, right? And that, you know, we're a big time club. But at the same time, this is what I was saying to my mate the other day. To get what's required in the position you need it, you have to pay over the odds nowadays.
yeah.
Yeah, Lukaku ain't 75 million. Yeah, he's 40 at best.
Yeah.
He's 40 at best. But Man United needed a striker to replace Ibrahimovic. Yeah, they couldn't get Morata because of whatever reason, so they went bang 75 million. Everton knew they'd bid 75 million for Morata, so the asking price is 75 million. They've had to pay it. But Man United want to win the title, so they will pay it.
Yeah. It's a want and a need.
Exactly. Chelsea, they know Diego Costa's going. We all know he's going. It's only a matter of time before he signs for Atletico Madrid. So they've gone, right, we need a striker. Morata's available. Bang, there's 75 million. Yeah, he ain't 75 million. He's even less than fucking Lukaku because the geezer never plays. He scored 40 goals in his career. How the fuck is he 75 million? Yeah? You know, I think Welbeck scored more goals than him, and that's saying something. Right? You know, at the end of the day, you've got to do what's required to get the players in the positions you desperately need them. And if that means going out and doing 200 million, fair play to PSG. Yeah, he ain't worth half of that. He ain't even worth a third of that, in my opinion. Yeah, but there you go. That's the modern football now.
I'm not going to lie, because I would love Neymar.
Mate, I'll be honest with you. This is your chat's gonna go fucking nuts hating on me. Yeah, I'll take Mahrez over Neymar.
Oh my gosh!
I fucking would. I ain't saying that to cause any dramas. I genuinely believe Mahrez is better than Neymar, and I'll tell you for why. Right, I'm gonna give you logic to my fucking.
Hold on, 2 seconds before you finish that thought. Stel, I know you're in the chat room. You like a controversial statement. Do you agree with what he's saying? All right, go on, crack on.
Right, the reason I'd take Mahrez over Neymar, yeah, is because the way I see it, the Spanish league, I rate the Spanish league. A lot of people don't. They say it's a shit league and this and that. But let's be honest, the best players play in Spain. Yeah, obviously one of them's now just gone for the money all the way to PSG, right? And he is a very good footballer. But is he in the top 3 in the world? No. No.
I want you to know you get ripped.
I know I'm going to get ripped, but right, let me put it this way, right? Would you see Neymar? We see how Neymar got dealt with at the World Cup. Yeah, they just went straight through the back of him and snapped him in half. That's Neymar out the World Cup in his own country. Yeah, that's how you deal with Neymar. Fuck all your little skills and tricks, bruv. We're going straight through the back here. Yeah, and it's proper old school defending, but it works because they don't like it up him, mate. That geezer weighs about 9 stone. Yeah, let's be real. He weighs about 9 stone. Yeah? Can you imagine Robert Hoof going fucking straight through him?
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, could you imagine that? He's going to get ruined in this league, which is why he'd never come here.
To be fair, Lee, I have to agree, he wouldn't come here because he would get bullied. But,
exactly.
But he is a fucking very, very.
I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. He is a very gifted footballer. Do you know why? Right. This is my reasoning on it. My reasoning on it. Mahrez is equally as tricky, equally as skinny. Yeah. But Mahrez has got a little bit something different about him. When Mahrez is on it, he's the best player in the Premier League. That's fact. He won Player of the Season.
I like Mahrez a lot, but...
Nah, man, I'll take Mahrez. Well, Chris, you've got to ask yourself the question, right?
Better than Neymar, bruv. Come on.
Mate, I'm telling you.
He scored goals, mate. He's goals, mate.
Yeah, mate. He scored 200 goals. Great. Wicked, yeah? He's done it against Getafe. Yeah, and fucking Almeria. Yeah, let's see if he can come and do it in the Premier League, which he can't, which is why he's fucked off to PSG to go and do it against Dijon and fucking Bordeaux. Yeah, it's true though, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's all well and good when you're playing with Messi, Suarez, and the likes of Xavi and Iniesta. That's great because everyone looks fantastic. Yeah, Suarez makes you look so much better than you are. He done it with Daniel Sturridge. He done it with Raheem Sterling. Yeah, he made both of them two players look absolutely fucking top draw. And although I'd take Sturridge at Arsenal because I think he is a good player,
I do.
Yeah, Suarez made them look so much better than they were. Yeah. Neymar's going to go to PSG. He's going to light up their league, and fair play because their league's shit. Yeah? So fair play.
There's no one in that league. There's not even Monaco because Monaco just sold their whole fucking
Exactly.
team.
It's nailed on you're going to win the league. 100%. Yeah. The only reason he's gone there is for money and to be out of Messi's shadow. Yeah. Well, that's a fact.
He's on £500,000 after tax.
Yeah, I worked it out. It's 85p a second, every second of every day.
Fucking joke, mate.
It's mad, isn't it? But the reason I'm saying Mahrez is better, Mahrez played in France. Mahrez was decent in France. Weren't great, but he was decent. Yeah? Leicester signed him. And last season, not the season gone, the season before, he was a fucking joy to watch, mate. And he won player of the season, quite rightly as well. Yeah? Neymar, yeah, great. You've played at Barcelona. There's only one step from there, mate, and that's fucking backwards. Yeah? If he had anything about him, he would have come to the Premier League. Because Man City would have paid some money for him. They would have paid that 200 mil. They would have broke the fucking bank for him. Yeah? And they could have done the deal equally as dodgy as PSG have done it. Yeah? With putting money into his fucking lawyer's account to transfer it in one hit. It's all fucking snide. Yeah? Because that ain't how transfers work. Yeah? The people that own PSG, yeah, are also the fucking one of the backers of the fucking World Cup in Qatar. Yeah?
Well, do you know, apparently it's something to do with that. He's been taken on to be a...
he's the ambassador, and he's getting £300 million, to be the ambassador, the face of the World Cup in Qatar, yeah? So that £300 million has hit his bank account, yeah? So basically, the guy who owns PSG is running this fucking thing for Qatar, yeah, has wired him £300 fucking million from the embassy or wherever the fuck it's from in Qatar, yeah? So it's nothing to do with PSG. So now Neymar's basically paid his own contracts, hasn't he? Yeah, and the PSG are not really involved. It's all snide, mate. Yeah, if he had any fucking balls about him and anything about him, he would have come to the Premier League, which is why he'll never be the top player in the world. He'll never win a Ballon d'Or. Yeah, he'll never be as good as Messi. He'll never be as good as Ronaldo. Yeah, he won't be as good as Suarez. And in my opinion, he ain't as good as fucking Bale. And I'd take Mahrez over him all day long because Mahrez can fucking do it in this league.
That's
Let me say this, right? I agree with 50% of what you just said. I also don't believe he'll ever come to the Premier League.
No, of course he won't, because he's a pussy. He knows he won't cut it in this league, mate, ever.
I think it's way too physical for him, like you said.
Exactly.
I do think people blow a lot of smoke up his arse. When people started saying, "Oh, is he better than Messi?" I'm like,
"Is he fuck?"
Right? And I agree with all.
He's not even better than Bale.
I agree with all those things. There's no way he's even in a conversation with Messi. I agree. To be honest, I also agree when you say that Suarez is better. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Having said that, better than
Chris, the only reason I'm saying he's better than Mahrez is because Mahrez can do it in our league, and our league is notoriously the toughest in the world. Yeah, that guy's pussied it and done it in a less physical league in Spain, and it is less physical. We all watch it every week. Yeah, it's a less physical league, and he's doing it against fucking teams that are fucking shit. Yeah, but having said that, yeah, he has also had two of the fucking best players I've seen in my lifetime playing alongside him.
Okay.
The best of all time, mate.
Well, yeah, the greatest footballer I've ever seen is Lionel Messi. He's got him up front with him every week. He's got Suarez. Suarez single-handedly nearly won Liverpool the title.
Okay.
Yeah? Suarez has scored 100 goals in 100-odd fucking games or whatever it is for Barcelona. That is how good Suarez is, yeah? Mahrez, the reason I'm saying he's better than Mahrez, Mahrez took some shitty little tin pot club in the Midlands, yeah, to a Premier League fucking title. Him and Jamie Vardy on their ones.
Okay. To be fair, now obviously you can imagine the chat room are going ballistic, right?
I'm not even trying to troll either. I'm being straight. I'll take
I'm going to take Marbles TV, right? He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He's legitimately asking a question here. Based on your logic about Mahrez and Neymar, you could say the same thing about Messi. Messi's never done it in this league. Yeah,
but listen, let's be honest. Messi's won Champions League finals on his own. We've only got to go back to the Man United final, mate. He smashed them on his ones. Yeah, he won the Champions League on his own. He decides finals. Yeah, he runs games left, right, and centre. The game plays at Messi's pace. Doesn't matter whether it's against Getafe or whether it's against Arsenal or Man United. Yeah, Messi dictates the pace of every single football match he plays in because he is that good. Yeah. And, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, you've got Suarez up there as well. Suarez will make anybody look good. He made Raheem Sterling look like a world beater. Raheem Sterling's a bang average footballer that's quick.
Whew, flip me. You guys.
I'm being straight as well. I ain't even trolling. I would take Mahrez over Neymar every day of the fucking week because Mahrez can do it in the Premier League and has proven he's the best player when he does it.
I can't believe he's been sold for £200 million. That's outrageous.
Neither can I, because he ain't fucking worth it. Mate, if it was Messi, then yeah, we'd be like, wow, that's a bargain. Yeah. But, you know, look at, mate, all you got to do is look at players like Ronaldo, yeah? Right? Ronaldo smashed 47 goals in our league, yeah, in one season, then got sold to Real Madrid, yeah? He's now their all-time top goal scorer, I believe, yeah? Right? He's breaking records left, right, and centre at Real Madrid. Yeah, that is a proper top of the range, fucking well-beaten footballer. Lionel Messi, yes, he's a one club man. Yeah, I get that, and it was a great point from Marbles TV, right? But at the same time, Messi dictates finals on his own. He dictates El Clasicos on his own. We've only got to go back to the last El Clasico. He scored the winner in stoppage time. Yeah. How many times has Messi popped up with the decisive goal year in, year out in Champions Leagues? Does it all the time. Yeah. You could put Messi in the Premier League. He wouldn't hit the highs of 50, 60 goals or 92 goals in a calendar year, but it'd still be the top scorer in the Premier League. That's a fact.
Whew, blimey.
Yeah. Okay. Neymar can't do it in this league, which is why he won't ever come here. Yeah. He's bottled it and gone to PSG because it's a piss poor league, and he knows he's going to fucking be out a Messi shadow, which he don't like being.
He's going to be the mate. He's going to be the absolute fucking mate.
Yeah, he's going to be treated like an absolute god in France. Yeah, right. And yeah, they'll win the league, and yeah, it'll look fantastic. Yeah, but you know, when you're playing the dog and duck every week, mate, of course you're going to fucking look fantastic. Let's see how he does in the Champions League.
Hey, you leave them alone. They're a good team, mate.
Because I'll tell you something now, right? If Barcelona without Neymar go up against PSG with Neymar, I'd still back Barcelona to smash the shit out of them.
Okay.
I bet you that. Now we'll
you watch Neymar will win the
yeah, Champions League.
Said that.
He'll probably win Ballon d'Or now. Okay, we kind of lost track because obviously this is monumental news. Because I'll be honest, I'll hold my hands up. I blatantly said when this story first came up is it contract time already? And I thought that maybe Neymar was angling for a new contract, and that's where the story was just bullshit. But I can't believe it's actually happened. I mean, this is by far the biggest transfer that's happened in the last 10 years, I would say, just because of the sheer cheekiness of Barcelona being bullied. I'm not going to lie, I have a smile from ear to ear because they have done it to us for so long.
Do you know what, Chris, right? It's also another myth of Arsene Wenger's adoring fan base. Who's available? Well, there you go. Pay the fucking money. Every fucker's available.
Yeah.
True though, isn't it? Pay the money. Everyone's available.
I was just about to say something similar, Chris, about Barcelona. It feels they're whining and bitching. I've just read something online that they're whining and bitching about it's illegal, it's not fair.
I love it.
Blah 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 blah.
I'm drowning in their tears.
They've been bang out of order.
Remember when they tapped up Cesc Fabregas?
Fabregas. They're doing it to Bellerin. Oh yeah, you should come and play Barcelona. They do it year in year, but they did it to Suarez. They're cunts, mate. And now they don't like it. Now they've got their own. They've got their own back. And
I wonder how Gerard Piqué is feeling right now.
I say it to my boys all the time that I don't like Barcelona for the simple reason that they've for years tapped up our players, but all people keep doing is admiring the way they play. I honestly can't stand that team.
Right, let's be honest, right? As soon as Messi retires, they're fucked. We all know that.
There you go.
Let's be honest. Yeah. They are. They're fucked. As soon as he retires, it's game over for them. Yeah, they're not going to dominate.
No,
let's be honest. I see a tweet earlier. Listen to this, right? Messi, Suarez, Neymar, MSN. 4 years they all played together. In that time, Real Madrid have won 3 Champions Leagues and 1 league title. Yeah. So yeah, they are fantastic. Yeah, they're great players. Yeah. As soon as Messi retires, it's game over, mate.
Henry, what do you think about the Neymar deal and the confirmation that PSG have just confirmed the signing of Neymar?
I think it's fantastic. I think that it's about time the shoe went on the other foot, similar to what you guys were saying. You know, can you not do that? So, and echoing what you've been saying about Barca tapping up other teams' players. It's about time. It's a circle of life.
Yeah, damn right.
Similar to what Leah said, Messi is on the way out soon. And when he retires, they've got no backup plan, and they're not going to be able to buy their ways out of trouble either. Do you know what I mean? And like Lee said, they're going to be in a position of PSG where they're even going to have to pay over the odds. Because all this garbage about, everyone wants to play for Barcelona. No, everyone wants to play for the team that's winning. So when players like Neymar are leaving, they're going to stop winning, and people are not going to want to go there.
No, I think it's more the fact everyone wants to play with Messi more than that everyone wants to play with Barcelona, right? And just I see it as Messi's not going to go on forever. Like you just said, he's going to retire soon. So if Neymar had any balls about him, he would have hung around for another year or two. Messi would have wound his way down, and he would have been top dog anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Instead, he's a greedy fuck. So's his old man, and I hope that on the first game of the season, he fucking limps off injured, and that's the end of him for the season. Fucking can't stand the geezer. He's so overhyped, man.
Lee, if it helps, by the way, Stel, I knew he would, agrees with you. As weird as it sounds.
My man Stel. Yes,
I knew he would. He likes a controversial statement. I knew he would.
Somebody agrees with me. Happy days.
All right, so moving on to the game. On Sunday, we're playing Chelsea. Henry, how do you feel about that game? What sort of starting lineup would you have for that game?
I have no idea. Absolutely zero.
Right.
It's not like the FA Cup final. I don't know what to expect. I mean, it's a season opener rather than the season, curtain call like last time. Everything's on the table. Our preparation hasn't been great, to be honest, but that doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? All of these Sydney and China tours is irrelevant. I have no idea. And, I mean, he's probably going to stick with the 3 at the back because that's what he does, He gets something good and he sticks with it, but I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. And with Chelsea are rocked as well because they haven't got the signings they wanted through the door with Lukaku going the other way. And it's just not all roses at Stamford Bridge right now. So this game really can go either way. It really can. And I look at our record against them in big games, which is pretty good. So I'm confident. But, when I see us, losing to Sevilla and not doing particularly well down under, I don't know. I really don't know. The team I'd go with, it's difficult because it's easy to literally pick the team that won the FA Cup final. I mean, why wouldn't you? It works. But when you see what Iwobi did the other day, it's like, boy. But Iwobi isn't going to start because, Lee's boy is there, isn't it? So I wouldn't be surprised if it's the back three of. In fact, no. Didn't I see something in the newspaper where Bellerin was going to play on the right and then Oxford's going to be on the left wing fullback? Yeah, I think.
I hope you don't do that, Day, did it?
I hope he doesn't do that. I really hope, especially because Kolasinac played so well there last time we played.
Can I just jump? Sorry, mate. I know I'm trying to take over the whole show, right? Can I just say something? Koscielny is available to play in that game as well. I've seen loads of people saying that he's suspended, he's this and that. He's actually available to play in that game. Be a competitive game, yeah. And the match bans that he's got, you can play in the Community Shield, which is what Ronaldo's done in the past after a ban. I think Matic has done it as well. I think Chris Smalling's done it in the past as well. It don't count for the Community Shield. So he's available to play at the weekend, Koscielny.
Yeah, because it's essentially a friendly, right?
Yeah, and it's not seen as a competitive match in the eyes of the FA. So any other game, League Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, whatever, then he would have been suspended. Maybe not Champions League, 'cause that's Europe, but any other domestic league or cup match, he would have been suspended. But because it's a Community Shield, he's not.
So, I mean, do you start him then? What do you think? We've done well without him, to be honest. He's a loose cannon.
Mate, I'd sell him. Don't worry about that. That's another whole debate. Mate, he's 33 soon, 32, 33. Sell him. He's always going to be injured later. Get Van Dijk in. See ya. I would. I'd get Van Dijk and partner him with Mustafi. See ya. Thanks for the memories. Goodbye. Thanks for confusing yourself with Szczesny and my man Martins, Obafemi Martins, scored the winner at Wembley. See ya.
Oh, that day. Oh, that was tough.
Yeah, up there. Top 3 worst moments as an Arsenal fan, that was that. And just having loads of stupid little United fans buzzing around me, laughing their heads off.
Yeah, and that was Koscielny all over. And that's the problem. You know, sorry to go back to this Szczesny thing, but I'm really upset over Szczesny. And people are blaming Szczesny for the mistakes his crappy back line did. I'm sorry. I thought Szczesny was excellent for us. And
I agree, mate. I think he's a big miss.
Big shot in the foot, selling that guy. I mean, if someone is earmarking for a replacement of Buffon, and Juve are 10 times better than Arsenal, I'm sorry, that means he's good enough for us.
Did you see his interview when he signed for him? He cried his eyes out, mate. Cried his eyes out when they were asking him about Arsenal. Yeah, that's what you want. You want players like that. I remember fucking Rocastle crying when George Graham told him he was selling him. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you want players that are going to be attached to the club and cry when they're sold. You know, too many ain't attached these days. Yeah, he's a massive, massive loss, mate. Trust me.
Mad. And then you got prima donnas going around our dressing room trying to leave. That's why I just don't understand. It's like, why would you sell a player like that? And I forgive me if I'm confused. Szczesny has his whole career ahead of him, and Cech is at the end of his career. So that makes a lot of sense.
And we're flirting with selling Ospina, and Martinez has just gone on loan. So why would you not keep him? I would have made him. I've said this before. I would have made him number 1 this season and Cech number 2. Yeah, sold Ospina and put Martinez on loan anyway.
Definitely, because Cech ain't going nowhere. Cech likes his London life.
Exactly.
He's happy doing nothing.
And Szczesny will learn from one of the best keepers in the Premier League era. Yeah, like, you know, you stick him in. He's learned his lesson. He's gone away. He's been one of the best keepers in Italy for the last 2 seasons. Yeah, he's learned his lessons. He's grown up. Yeah, and you know, I see it as, if we were going to flog him, why didn't we sell him last season for more money?
Exactly. Oh my Lord, it's unbelievable. Only we buy high and sell low. I swear. I swear. Some of the guys, like, even letting Alex Song go for 15 million. It's just ridiculous.
The funny thing is, right, like, you look at it over the years, yeah, and we always go and buy a player on a cheap. I had this conversation the other day. Look at all the forwards we've brought, Arshavin, Javinho, all the likes of them, like, yeah. Right, I ain't going to reel them all off. We all know who they are. If you add up all their transfer fees, right, it totals about 60 odd million quid. We could have gone and brought Aguero and had six years service out of him.
This is it. This is what I don't get. It's like the money is clearly there, but the way it's spent is just unbelievable. There's no logic to it.
Nope. And then you know, all our players are on top bumper contracts and don't want to leave. It's Like, it's just funny, man. Like, I've seen life before Wenger. I'll see life after him. But then again, if they give me another season like last season, I probably won't see life after him.
And this is what makes me laugh. It's like, this is why when you ask me about Lacazette being excited, I'm like, I can't, because for me, I've not seen enough change at the club to expect anything different next year. You know, when you look at us last year, is one player going to change our fortunes that much? Be honest with yourself. No. And if anything, you know, like you just said, we look more suspect at the back than last year.
But okay, let me touch on that with you then. Winding back to the moment that you found out Wenger had signed, I know that would have been a horrible day for you, but going on to the next day, what would you have said would be the ideal situation that Wenger could do to at least best prepare us for the upcoming season?
It's difficult because, you know, there's no one issue which he can do that will just make it better. I mean, he's not gonna. I mean, like these guys are saying, Van Dijk would have been fantastic. You know, big, strong players like this. Lamar, that's all gone quiet now. Lacazette up top is decent. So, some strong players. But even with the additions of these players, it's the tactics. So it's not something that can be just so easily solved. Like we're saying, oh, bring this player and that player because they've got the ability we need. The problems at Arsenal are deeper than that.
The player destroyer, as you call him. Every time I remember that a player's declined under Wenger, I remember Henry's last time I was on the show, that Wenger is a player destroyer. And I must admit that sometimes you really do see hard evidence of this. Like hard evidence of people. I would have thought that, for example, someone like Hector Bellerin would be one of the best right backs in the league. But like Lee says, to me, he's not even a guaranteed starter in our team now.
No, so what does that tell you?
So,
flying.
But anyway, going back to my original question, what would be your team for Chelsea?
Okay, well, Szczesny's at Juve, so checking goal. Left back, left full wing back is Kolasinac. Then the centre three is Kosh in the middle. Left side, I don't know, Monreal. Not sure about that. Right side, Mustafi, is he fit? Mustafi, I should know this. Mustafi. Right side, oh, sugar. Bellerin or Ox. Just go Bellerin just for width. I know Ox was better, but Ox is even up in the air as well, so might as well bed Bellerin in again. Then in the middle, you're looking at a pivot of Xhaka and Ramsey. You know what I feel about Ramsey, but this is a team. You asked me about a team, so in the team it will work.
I'm with you there.
As well.
I'm with you there. Don't worry.
So those two pivoting in the middle. Then in front of them, you've got to have a three of Ozil in the middle. Sanchez on the left. On the right, Iwobi, said he's decent. And up top, Lacazette with Giroud on the bench. Ready to come on and do some madness in the 60th minute.
I like that team. Sam, what would be your team for Chelsea, Sam?
What I want my team to be, or what I think it's going to be.
Well, I think we all have an idea what we think it's going to be. What would your team be? Specifically, your team.
I think we could all agree that we'd go check at the back, check in the goal. Sorry, I'd play three at the back. I think I would play Shelny, Holding, and Mustafi. Right wing back would be Ox. Left wing back Kolasinac, whatever his name is.
Butchered.
Yeah, the tank. And
then don't worry, I do too. Don't worry.
I would have Xhaka and Ramsey, and then I'd go Lacazette up top, just in behind him, Alexis and Ozil. That'd be my 11.
Both of you have said an interesting name that I'm going to come back to after. But Lee, go with your team. What's your team?
I'm going to go, if it was me as manager, obviously everyone knows that he ain't going to pick this team or this formation, but I'd go 4-4-2. Yeah, I'd go Cech at the back. I'd go Bellerin right back. Mustafi, I'd play Koscielny because I don't think Mertesacker's up to it anymore. Although he was fantastic in the cup final, I don't think Chambers is any good, as we've discussed, and Gabriel. Rob Holding, yes, I know he's good, but Koscielny is out of the next 2 league games, or the first 2 league games, so obviously Rob Holding will step in for them. And then left back, I'd go Kolasinac, which is the correct pronunciation, Sam. Left midfield, Alexis Sanchez. Right midfield, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Granit Xhaka and El Neni. I rate El Neni. Yeah, I don't know why he ain't playing. I rate him. I said last season, at the beginning of last season, in my opinion, that would be the 2 for me. So that's still the 2 for me. Then I'd go, the superstar ain't getting in my team. Everyone knows that.
The superstar?
Yeah, he ain't getting in my team. He's pointless playing him laters. So I played Giroud just off of Lacazette. And that's my 4-4-2. So it's basically a 4-4-1-1, essentially, but a 4-4-2 because they're both strikers.
Can I just want to say, before we start debating this, I just want to say, I think you will find that this season, I think all the top teams will play 3 at the back.
Which is why you play 2 strikers, because then you fuck the life out of their 3 centre-backs.
I think you'll find that Man City will play it. I think Liverpool will play it.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate.
I agree.
I think United will definitely play it. I think that is the formation that most of the teams will be playing next year. I think that.
Lee, who's on the left side of your 4-4-2?
Sanchez.
Okay. So, I have a slightly different take that people go nuts about. Right? Now, before I say what my team is, I would have played a 4-3-3 if we had got Lamar through the door. Because we don't have him through the door, this would be... Say that again?
It was a done deal.
Oh, well, apparently.
Apparently, it's only 50-50.
Apparently. So, I would go with a 3-5-2. Alexis ain't getting in my team.
Wow.
Oh!
Wow.
He goes on the bench.
Nah, bruv.
Nah. And I tell you why. I'll tell you why. Well, everyone has a heart attack. Let me tell you why. The man only came back into training this week.
Mate,
what are you talking about?
My man's got more fucking athleticism and stamina than the whole squad put together.
Nah, bro. I put his ass on the bench. You've had people that have had a full preseason. You want people that are going to be... You saw the way Chelsea played us off the park against the preseason and everyone lost their shit.
Who would you play in place of him?
Honestly? And you guys might think, oh, okay, Iwobi.
No, to be fair, I've said
Iwobi has been one of our star players.
Yeah, he's been our best. In my opinion, he has been our best player this preseason. But can he be trusted against Chelsea? That is why I play Sanchez.
The only way you find out is by throwing him in a game like this.
That's true.
Now, before everyone loses their shit in the chat, I ain't even looked. I can imagine. Before everyone throws their toys out the pram in the chat room, I'm not saying I would not have Alexis involved at some point. I'm just saying the man has had a couple of days of training. Let's just take it easy.
Man was training on Instagram at 10 p.m, Chris.
Exactly. I was just about to say that.
Let's calm down. So, anyway, because I know people are going to be losing their shit, so let me just say my team.
They won't lose it as much as Mahrez is better than Neymar.
I know. Just remember that, people. Lee's statement is more controversial than mine, right?
Yeah.
So, at least I have. Well, actually, we both had logic to us, right? So, Chet will go in goal. My back three might be a controversial one, but I'll also go with this. Chambers. Mustafi. I know that Lee's like, what the fuck? Mustafi. And I personally would have Koscielny. That would be my back three. I think Chambers played better. He looks fitter than Holding. Holding goes to the bench for me. And I love Holding, but he goes to the bench for me. Kolasinac is my left wing back. My right wing back is Ox. Fuck Bellerin. My two in the middle. I agree with Lee. I can't believe I'm saying that. I agree with Lee. I like Xhaka and El Nene. People have been so obsessed with the Ramsey Xhaka combination working. People forget that we also had an El Nene Xhaka combination, and that shit was working. Very briefly, but it was working. And I think in a game like Chelsea, you need to be a little bit defensive minded. They're going to be very powerful. So you might need to add some power to our team. And whether you rate El Nene or not, at least he's defensive minded.
And that's the thing, Chris, right? Ramsey is a headless chicken, yeah? He wants to be the glory hunter. He wants to be the one that scores the screamer.
Exactly.
He wants to be the
one. He wants someone disciplined in that position.
And El Nene does
and El Nene is disciplined.
Yeah, he don't cross the halfway. And if he does, he's straight back into his defensive duties. And I said this all last season. I remember going on a different show, and they said to me, who would your midfield pairing be? Yeah, and that was, I think, about the third game of the season when Xhaka weren't getting played very often. And I said, Xhaka and El Nene is the best two in that in that midfield. And I still believe that now.
Yeah. And then my attacking two is, like I said, Sanchez is on the bench. So I have Ozil and Iwobi.
And then I superstar in, man.
And then I put the superstar in. I did. He's had a pre-season, so I have.
Yeah, and he's been shitting that as well.
Oh gosh, Lee, you love him really. And then I have Prince Laka up top. Something tells me there's a lot of focus on Ozil and Lacazette being a combination. I think Iwobi and Lacazette could be an interesting little duo. Watch out for that. Watch out.
Iwobi's got more assists to Lacazette than Ozil has, so that counts, doesn't it? You know, all these statisticians that love throwing the Ozil stats. Well, there you go. Iwobi 1, Ozil 0.
Exactly.
But no, I agree, Chris. Right? I said this the other day. I said this to you as well. Iwobi's been our best player in pre-season. I think he's been fantastic, mate. Yeah, and I said it all throughout last season. Yeah, Wenger ruined him last season. Yeah, he shot his confidence to pieces. Yeah, he overplayed him. He threw him in away to Bayern Munich. You don't do that, man. He's still a young boy. Yeah, he was playing him out of position, left, right, and centre last season. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I've said this before. With somebody, and he's going to do the same with this Reece Nelson. Yeah, and I hope he don't. Yeah, you play that Reece Nelson for 20 minutes at the end of a game when you're coasting. You throw him on as a sub. Yeah, you then don't play him again until you're coasting in the next game that you're 2-0 up in or 3-0 up in with 10 minutes to go. Yeah, because that team will be coming on to you. You play him up on the right wing. Yeah, and the kid's quick. He's tricky, and he will nick you an assist because we all love assists. He'll nick you an assist. Yeah, right on the counter. Yeah, then you go to him. Right, we're playing Huddersfield today. No disrespect to Huddersfield, but you start him. Yeah, and then you pull him off after 65 minutes and say, well done. No matter how shit he was or how good he was, you give him a pat on the back and say, well fucking done, son. You're 17 years old. You bossed it today, even if you weren't that good. Right, and that buzzes the kid up. Yeah, then the next game you bring him on as a sub, no matter who you're playing. Then you don't play him for 3 weeks. You put him back in the reserves. You keep the kid grounded. Yeah, you keep him hungry. You keep him on side. You keep him itching to be better, to get in that first team again because he's had a touch of it. And that's exactly what he should have done to Iwobi last season.
And you don't pay him 90 grand a week for 5 years.
Yes, Sam.
He's on what?
No.
That's just a reference to Wilshere, isn't it? And you don't give him 90 grand.
Yeah, he's not on 90 grand. He's probably on about 900 quid a week, mate.
Yeah.
Jeez,
But no, that's what you do. And that's what he should have done with Iwobi last season. Yeah, instead, he let Iwobi get carried away with the hype a little bit. Yeah, which he did. Yeah, I watch his Snapchat stories, mate. He's a little bit like gets a bit hyped, yeah, right. And throwing him in stupid games when he didn't need to throw him in, like the 5-1 in Bayern Munich. Why are you starting Iwobi away to Bayern Munich? Why? Why would you do that? Yeah. And you know, he killed the kid's confidence last season. I really hope he don't do it to this Nelson lad, because he is a gifted little footballer. Yeah, and Ferguson was the master at bedding in youth.
Yeah.
He knew exactly when to put them in. He knew exactly when to take them out the limelight again. Yeah, and Wenger needs to wake up a little bit on these kids, because we have got some gifted kids at Arsenal. Yeah, Bielik's another one, another very gifted footballer. Yeah. And you know, let's just hope he don't ruin them. And the thing is, you could go the full reverse of that and go, well, he might not play him all season. So then, what's the point in putting him out there on pre-season? Because he done the same with Jeff Adelaide last season. He looked decent in pre-season, and then never got a game. Yeah, so you've got to get a fine line between playing these kids every week and not playing them every week. You've got to chuck them in for the odd game here and there, and then take them out and go, right, you're back in the reserves. Yeah, and it makes them hungry again. Like, it makes them go, whoa, fucking hell, I thought I'd made it. Now I'm back with the kids again. Yeah, and it makes them try even harder to impress. So then the reserve team manager goes, do you know what? You can't not say no to him this week. Yeah, and then when he gets his chance again, yeah, he's then fighting for every ball. He's tracking back for everything. He's sticking tackles in. Yeah, whereas Iwobi last season got to the point where he just couldn't be asked. Yeah, and you know, what do I know? I don't get paid £10 million a year. But, you know, that's what I'd be doing with these boys. And you know, like you say, Iwobi has been fantastic.
All right. Well, let's start to wind this down. Thank you for every person that's joined us. At one point, we had 141 live watching us. So do crush that like button and hit that subscribe button for me. This is just a little part of what I do. Although normally my camera would be working.
And don't abuse me too much in your replies.
or me, for that matter, because I know I'm going to fucking do it as well. But just so we wind this down, I'm going to go through all of you and just let me know what your 3 hopes for the season are and what your final prediction for Sunday will be. So I'm going to start with Sam.
Prediction. Let's start with the prediction. My prediction, I think, we'll win with a bit of luck. We'll 2-1, something like that. What my hopes for the season, realistically, I know people are probably thinking not a good thought to have, but we need to get back into the Champions League spot. So top 4 finish, and I would like to defend the FA Cup or go as far in that competition as possible. My one thing that I don't want to do or have any interest in whatsoever is I want to go out of that Europa League as quickly as possible.
Okay.
I don't see any. I don't see. If we try and win it, it will jeopardise how far we finish up the league.
I know a lot of people have that same theory. I mean, to be fair to Sam's point, when was the last time you saw somebody win the league and win the Europa?
Yeah.
It doesn't tend to happen.
It's the Thursday night, Sunday game. It's too close.
Can I? Sorry, I've got to jump in because I'm itching to say something on that. Right?
No, damn it! Hold on. Just hold on.
That full go on. It's your show. I'll be doing.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna come to Henry next. I'll come to Henry.
I'm gonna jump in next and say, okay, prediction first for Sunday. Yes, we're gonna win. We're gonna sneak it again, just because we're the bigger club. 2-1.
I love it.
Or 3-1 maybe this time. But it will be completely Chelsea. But we'll be talking about how we won, so we'll win the game. But to contradict Sam completely, I want that trophy more than anything.
Yep.
We've been absolute dog shit in Europe. Our record in Europe is terrible. I want a European trophy, even at the cost of another league challenge, because we've done the league before. We're not ready for the league, so I would want Europa League all day of the week, any day of the week. FA Cup, not really bothered about that. We've won it the last 3 times the last 4 years, so we're good with that now. Of course, take it seriously, go as far as possible, but I want the Europa League bad, and to finish in the top 4 again. Say even if we do, for what? We're not going to win the Champions League. Finishing in the top 4 is pointless. It really is pointless. Seriously.
The only position we're finishing in the top 4 is first.
Yes! Thank you! If we're not finishing first, I don't care.
If you finish second, you're the first loser, Henry. You finish third, you're the second loser, and you finish fourth, you're the third loser.
I just want to say something.
We've done
I just want to say something. Realistically, right? Let's be brutally honest. We are not going to win the league. Our squad isn't good enough. Our manager isn't good enough. Let's be honest. There is no chance we're going to win the league next year.
So let's win the Europa.
Let's win the Europa League then.
But we can't beat the top teams over 2 legs. We're not good enough because we haven't got a manager.
Yeah, but the top teams are playing in the Champions League.
But not in the later rounds, though. The later rounds, the Champions League teams come into it. At that point...
Although AC Milan are in it this year, and they've bought some fucking unreal players this summer.
And at that point,
Gosh, I forgot about that.
At that point, there'll be 1 or 2 big players that drop down into it because there's always 1 or 2 groups of death. Yeah. We're just wasting time. We cannot beat a top European team over 2 legs. Over the past 10 years, give me one time that it's happened that we've beat a team over 2 legs. We can't. We're not good enough, and we haven't got the manager to be tactically enough to make us go that far.
Okay.
So I see that as pointless.
I mean, you say it's pointless, but then what's finishing in the top 4 doing if we've got to play the same top teams the year after? And it gets spanked again.
Well, it's a money thing. It's a Champions
but then we
League
don't
football,
spend the money.
Champions League football is... I love Wednesday night Champions League football, Tuesday nights, whether...
Sam, do you remember the last time we watched a game together, Sam? We went to that booze around the corner.
Yeah, it was fucking brilliant, mate.
Yeah, and we got spanked 5-1.
But it was absolutely it was brilliant because we were drunk.
Yeah, we were smashed, to be fair. Yeah, and like every time I got up, I was like, the goal's coming, the goal's coming, the goal's coming. And I got up, went to the bar, and every time I went to the bar, they scored. Oh man!
All right, so go on then, Lee.
What was the question?
Prediction.
The question was your top 3 hopes for the season.
Yeah.
Your predicted score,
and then
I think you were going to explode on something Sam had to say, and I stopped you.
My predicted score for the weekend, I think we'll beat Chelsea 3-1.
Okay.
And the reason I say we'll beat them is because the worst team normally wins.
Okay.
Well, it's true. Let's be honest. They were champions. We smashed them in the final of the FA Cup. We beat them when Jose was the manager a couple of seasons back.
Yeah, Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Oxlade-Chamberlain cutting in from the right-hand side. Bang, screamer into the top corner. Yeah, They were quality that season before because obviously they were champions again. Yeah, we smashed Man City in it. Yeah, Man City were better than us. So it's normally the team that ain't as good that wins it. So I'm going for a 3-1 Arsenal.
Yes,
which would be nice because I've got a lot of Chelsea mates. So and they were all crying like babies when we done them at Wembley for the cup final. Mate, my man Tony, yeah, right, I swear if he's watching this. Yeah, he goes, I'll meet you after the game. I was like, yeah, sweet. I'll meet you at so-and-so. Yeah, so obviously I went, yeah. And, yeah, when I came out, I phoned him. I was like, where you at? He goes, I'm in the car park. Mate, he was giving it so big before we got in the ground. Like, we're going to smash you this, we're going to smash you that. You've got no chance. Yeah, and to be fair, I was agreeing with him. I didn't think we had any hope of winning it, yeah. And then I was like, where is he? I've been standing like 20 minutes, yeah? So I rang him, yeah? And he was like, I'm in the car park. I said, what are you doing, man? You didn't have to go hiding, you know what I'm saying? he goes, you lot are going on like you've won the Champions League. But, yeah, my 3 hopes for the season. My 3 hopes are Alexis Sanchez signs a new contract.
Second that.
Right, so that's my first hope. Second hope, Oxlade-Chamberlain signs a new contract. Don't worry, you ain't getting a hat-trick on contracts.
I know. I know the third one is not going to be Ozil.
Yeah. Third one. Lacazette bangs a fuckload of goals this season.
I second that.
Yeah. Now I'll come on to why we should be going all out for Europa League.
Go on,
right. If you look at the Spanish league, you've got Barcelona, you've got Real Madrid, yeah? The next tier down from that, you've got Sevilla. Yeah? They know they're not going to win the league. They know they're not good enough to win the league. They know they can't compete with the likes of Ronaldo and Messi in terms of players. They can't go out and buy the players because their budget isn't as big as the rest. Although, saying that, our budget is as big as the rest in the league, bar Man United.
Our bridge.
But Sevilla knew their level. Sevilla knew that they're not going to ever win anything domestically in Spain because the top two dominate everything. All the cups, everything. Champions Leagues, fucking the La Liga, the Copa del Rey, etc. Yeah, right. So they decided, well, we're not an elite top tier club. So what we're going to go and do is we're going to go and try and win the Europa League, because by winning the Europa League, yeah, firstly, it's a trophy in Europe. And for a club of our size to win a trophy in Europe would be fantastic. But not only that, in the last year or two, it qualifies you for the Champions League, which then brings you the extra revenue. Yes, Henry, I can see you pointing at me. Yeah, which brings you the extra revenue, which then enables you to go out and buy a better quality of player because you've got X amount of money more than you would have had. So Arsenal need to wake up and realise we're not an elite club because we behave like a fucking shit, small, tiny piss pot club. Yeah? We're not going to win the league. We're not going to win the fucking Champions Leagues. We're not fucking in it. Yeah? So what have we realistically got as a goal this season? We've got the League Cup, we've got the FA Cup, and we've got the Europa League. Well, out of them three, I will happily take the Europa League. Yeah? The FA Cup, don't get me wrong, I love the FA Cup. It's the oldest cup competition in the world. But it's a trophy in Europe, the Europa League. Yeah? Not only that, it also, if you win it, gives you a little bit of pedigree. Because it now gets you playing against some decent teams. And like I say, AC Milan are in it. And go and have a look at the players they've signed this summer. They are going to fucking be there or thereabouts to win that competition. Yeah? And they're going to be there or thereabouts challenging for the title this season, the players they've signed. Yeah? So it gives you a little bit of pedigree in Europe. It gets you playing home and away against some random teams, granted. Right? But at the same time, you then build up the confidence in the squad. You get used to winning in Europe in terms of winning away games, winning home games over 2 legs, like defending a lead over 2 legs to qualify you to the next round, etc., etc. You then get to that final. We all knew, let's be honest, right? All 4 of us sat in here knew that when Jose Mourinho gave up on the fucking top 4 challenge 2 months from the end of the season, we all knew he was going to win the Europa League.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
When we played him and we beat him, yeah, and fucking everyone's going nuts. Oh yeah, fucking we've just, mate. They couldn't give 2 flying fucks. Yeah, they couldn't. Every single game they played from March onwards, they did not give a toss about, because it was all a case of, right, we've got 3 games. Jose was saying it in interviews. We've got 2 more games. That's our goal. We get the trophy. We qualify for Champions League. He goes, I'm not worried about the next 5 league games. We've got two cup finals, he kept saying. 2 cup finals. We've got the second leg against Ajax, the second leg against whoever the fuck it was they played, and then we've got the final against Ajax. Yeah? And they were so close to going out in that semi-final. I can't remember. It was the team there, but I can't remember. But the guy missed an absolute sitter in stoppage time, which would have knocked him out. Yeah, he was about 2 yards out. And then about a minute later, they missed another sitter. So they rode their luck. But at the same time, we all knew that Jose, from March onwards, was going to win that Europa League. Yeah? Because he threw all of his eggs into it. And we all know the quality of the man and the manager. We know he's a sick manager. regardless of what you think of him, he is a fucking good manager. Yeah. And people will be going mad in the chat. He's a checkbook manager. Well, let me tell you something. Porto's checkbook is nowhere fucking near Arsenal's checkbook. Yeah. And he was running around Old Trafford giving it the fucking finger and the knee sliding. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like with Porto. So I just think that for us to be considered as a decent and a proper challenge for not this season, but next season, we've got to go all in for the Europa, because then we're Europa League champions. Yeah. Yeah, we might still get, well, you get Champions League qualification off the back of it anyway, so it don't matter if you get top 4. Yeah. We ain't winning the title.
No Ozil, no Sanchez, and no fucking a point as well. So we'll be even further away from it.
Well, maybe, but fucking, to be honest with you, I honestly think all 3 of them are signed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think all 3 of them are signed. And I think Ozil, there's no one that wants him.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no one that wants him. He's just haggling. My opinion, I won't go on too long because I know you guys want to get off as well and I'm fucking waffling, yeah? But I think that all 3 of them are all playing a very clever game. They're all waiting for the first move from the other person. Yeah. And Sanchez ain't going to sign shit until he knows what Ozil's doing and what Ox is doing and vice versa, yeah? Right. But I also think at the same time, they're all taking the piss. Yeah, every single one of them 3 is taking the piss. Yeah. Either sign the fucking contract, yeah, or hand a transfer request in. Yeah. Yeah, end of. And if you're handing a transfer request in, and I know there'll be people saying, yeah, but for years, Lee, you've been crying out about we've sold our best players to this person. We shouldn't be doing that. Times have changed. Yeah. We shouldn't have been selling our players back then because we were absolute fucking dog shit. Yeah. And these players we were selling were not on the level of the players we've got now. Yeah. I don't, other than Van Persie and Fabregas, the rest were fucking average. Yeah. But at the time, they were fucking great because our team was so shit. Yeah. So you've got to tip your hat to Wenger at some point and say, look, he managed to get us in that top 4 and even put up a title challenge, semi-title challenge one season in 2008 with such a bang average squad. Yeah. Right. And, you know, yeah, you got to tip your hat to him and say, fair enough. You did the fucking best with that squad that season. Yeah. Right. But other than Fabregas and other than Van Persie, did anyone give a fuck whether Nasri or fucking Kleb or Clichy or Sagna or Adebayor actually fucking left? Yeah. Yeah. The only ones I gave a toss about were Fabregas and Van Persie. Yeah. Because they were fucking, and Fabregas still is, in my opinion, the best central midfielder in the league. Yeah, I still believe that. I still think he's the best player in the league in central midfield. Yeah. He fucking smashes the rest of them to pieces. But
I'm going to cut you off because, blimey, you're going to give us a chapter and prayer.
No, it's very quickly. Let me finish. Sorry, Chris. Let me finish. Right now, we don't need to go and sell our best players. Yeah, we've got them by the balls if we want to, really. Right, because we can go. We'll sign the contract, or we'll fucking sell you if we have to. Yeah. So yeah, they'll go and get their move somewhere else. But at the same time, why would we want to let 120 odd million quid's worth of talent walk out that club? Back then, it's a different story. Yeah, 7-8 years ago, it's a totally different story to now. We've got a fuckload of money now, whereas then we didn't. Yeah, then we only had fucking 2 quality players, and we were getting big money for average players. Now, if we sell the likes of Ozil, Alexis Sanchez, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, we're still going to get massive fucking money for them, and that massive money will go and replace definitely Ozil, maybe the Ox. You ain't replacing Alexis Sanchez. Yeah, you ain't. The geezer's mustard. Yeah, but you've got a chance of going to buy him 3 or 4 or 5 players that could compensate for them 3 losses. Yeah, you can't let them walk out for free. Sell them. If they don't want to sign, sell them. I'm being straight up. Sell them.
Definitely.
But you know what? Like you said, I think it's hot air. Especially, we know with Sanchez, no one can afford his salary, so he ain't going nowhere.
Exactly.
That's ruled him out. And Ozil, no one wants him. So that's ruled him out because his options are what? Bayern Munich or Turkey. And he's too young to go Turkey. And he knows.
And Bayern Munich, he ain't getting in the team.
So he ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. And Oxlade-Chamberlain, in my opinion, if I was the Ox, I'd be knocking on Chelsea's fucking door, mate, because he's better than Victor Moses.
100%.
Yeah. And
that's where you go.
Yeah, and I don't knock him. If he wants to go, he can go, because over the last 6 years, we fucked that geezer over so many times, playing him in 6 different positions, yeah, dropping him after fucking man of the match performances, etc. Yeah, against Southampton in the cup last season, central midfield, man of the match. Next game, you dropped her on the wing. Do you know what I mean? Really? So I don't blame him for going, but personally, I do think all 3 of them are signing a new contract, and I think Alexis Sanchez and Ozil. Maybe not so much the Ox, but them 2 definitely will have a thing in there where we can sell them next summer if we don't do anything decent this season. But then that way, they've seen their last year out as their actual contract, but then we can part ways with them and command a fucking huge fee for Alexis Sanchez.
Which is what
So we're not selling you, bruv. Yeah, sign a new deal. If we're shit this season, you can go in the summer, we'll sell you. And that's how I think Arsenal are trying to play it, which is why it's taken so long. But at the same time, I think all 3 of them are trying to see what the other one's doing. Yeah, and if one of them's getting their move, I think the other 2 are slap requesting to fuck off.
I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. I hope you're right, mate.
Sorry for being so negative, but that's how I see it.
Well, let me say what my 3 hopes.
Go on, you tell us, man. You've been quiet all evening.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I never really noticed.
I'm going to zip it. I'm going on mute later.
My 3 hopes for this season would be Lacazette to get 25 plus goals.
Yeah.
I think he's capable. For Reece Nelson to make a huge impact in the Premier League and potentially displace Hector Bellerin, which I think can happen. And if I'm honest, most of all, just because I think we need him, is for Alexis to think, fuck this. I'm going to take this team to glory and I'm going to sign a new contract. How can I not say any different? How can that not be every single one of our hopes? I do think that against Chelsea, I think Chelsea will more or less play us off the park. But like all of you have said, I somehow think we'll be jammy enough to win it. For some reason, I don't know why, I just think we play like that sometimes. And I feel like this is going to be one of them times where Chelsea, we're going to get lucky. They're going to hit the crossbar like 4 or 5 times. We're going to be absolutely cursing Ramsey's name. And then all of a sudden, Ramsey will probably get the winner, and that will appease him in all of the Arsenal fans' eyes. So I think it'll be 2-1 with Ramsey to get the winner. If you place a bet on that, I'm expecting a cut somehow from somebody. Whoever places a bet on that, I need a cut. Aside from that, I kind of agree with you guys about the Europa League. I definitely hear what Sam is saying. I think it would affect our form, and I think we've never done a Thursday to Sunday combination before, so I think it's going to be a huge shock to the system. That said, the better part of me knows we're not going to win the league, and I think if we're not going to win the league and you still want to guarantee Champions League football without having to have this stupid 4th place debate crap all the time, I say just go all out and win that fucker. It's a European trophy, something we've not had in a very, very long time, if at all. And some people don't even count the Cup Winners' Cup. So I think go all out and win that. I think it'll be a good experience. We secure Champions League football while winning something. And then onwards and upwards to the following season. I think if we can potentially get people like Neymar through the door. I don't think Wenger is going to buy a centre-back. Spoiler alert, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll reason that, we have 6 centre-backs, so I think that's enough. And I think he won't, there's no way he will spend the money required to get a Van Dijk. I do think there's a reasonable chance that we could get someone like a Seri, depending on who we can get rid of. So I think if we get rid of the Deadwood, then maybe someone like we might be able to get the key positions that we require. But anyway, that's it, guys. That's a wrap for us. Thank you so much to everyone that's watched live. Weirdly, and people love hearing you rant, Lee, because it went up to 148 when you were doing your little monologue. So People love hearing you speak.
That's cool, man.
Let them know where they can find you. Let them know where they can find you.
YouTube channel Gunner Bang. You can go there. You can find previews, reviews, just general rants. The latest one's about Stan Kroenke. Obviously, that's hot topic. You can subscribe to that. Feel free. Coming this season as well. My Twitter is Lee Gunner 82. If I haven't blocked you, then feel privileged.
What are you talking about? You want the haters to watch your videos anyway.
Geez.
You want your videos to watch.
Mate, my haters are my marketing team, mate. I don't need them there doing it for me. So, you know, mate, I've got guys like making videos about me and all sorts. So I don't need.
Do you know what? And to everybody listening, I thought Lee was exaggerating when he said this. I've actually seen these videos. It is ridiculous.
No,
they are literally videos dedicated to one person, and that is Lee. I've never in my life seen anything like that.
Mate, do you know what the funny thing is? All these people that are slagging me off, I've had.
Send me the link.
Yeah, don't really care. Let them crack on. This one particular guy, I'm not going to.
Your signal's going if you can hear us.
Yeah. Send me the link.
For that, mate. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. People are asking if you'll follow back if they follow you on Twitter. I'm sure you will.
So yeah.
If you're saying anything, we can't hear you, by the way, Lee, just so you know. But Sam, let the people know where they can find you.
Just Footballing Hero on Twitter. Footballing Hero.
One person that also needs a YouTube channel himself is Sam and Henry, FYI, if you're thinking about starting one.
You can find me.
Henry, let the people know where they can find you.
You can get me at Henry Broby on Twitter. If you go on Chris's page, Lee's page, or Sam's page, you'll find me there.
Yeah,
Henry Broby.
And in fact, to be honest, for all of you guys listening live, give me 5 minutes. All their Twitter handles and Lee's YouTube handle will be in my description below. So just give me 5 minutes, and I'll put all that stuff in the description below. And as for me, please crush that like button. You guys know I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, do subscribe. This is what I do. Get panels on, and sometimes I just have little 5-minute moments where the camera is working because I use my phone. So do hit that subscribe button, and you'll get some good material from me. In the next couple of days, I hope to arrange an actual date where me and the boys will probably talk about a game or two. They're not podcast people, so it will be interesting at the very least. So do subscribe, and you'll get some more of that material. And also for the very first Premier League game review, I'll have Ola and I'll have Arsenal fan on.
Ola's a good lad, man. Love Ola.
Good guy.
Going to Wembley with Ola on Sunday, so that should be fun.
Yep. So that will be really good. That'll be a good experience having 2 debutants on. So stay tuned for that. And that's pretty much it. And then my Twitter is @ColossalChig. My handle will also be in the description below. Well, that's it. So it was a marathon. It definitely wasn't a sprint. But thank you all for bearing with me with my technical difficulties and some audio issues that we've had here during the show. I really do appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining us. And I know the panel. Thank you to the panel as well for bearing with me and joining me tonight for this long show. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Nice one, man.
All right, guys. We're out of it, yeah?
Cool.
Take care.
Take it easy, guys.
Lads.